Good afternoon. My name is Nolan Sweat. I am a student at Aiken Technical College, and I'm about to give you my informative speech on the career path of mechanical engineering. Before we start, I will tell you a Bible verse that helps me keep me motivated through school and just through life in general. It's Philippians 4:13, and it says, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." So that's a very good verse. I just remember it, and it just keeps me going through school. So the career path I'm talking about today is mechanical engineering. I think it's a very valuable career path, and there's three benefits that I think stood out to me whenever I was choosing this career path. And the first one is versatility. The second one is job demand, and then the third one is an engaging day-to-day work environment. So now that I mentioned all the benefits, I'm going to start with versatility. Versatility, mechanical engineering impacts nearly every industry and subfield. So if any moving part system inside a company, a mechanical engineer has to deal with it. So it's also a very broad skill set. So mechanical engineering, it covers a vast majority of subjects. As a mechanical engineer, you can cross into other fields such as electrical engineering, civil engineering, industrial engineering. But the one thing that other disciplines can't do is cross over into mechanical engineering. So it's such a versatile discipline because you can do other people's work, but they can't do yours. An example of that is electrical engineering. They work with wires every single day. That's all they look at, drawings and stuff like that. They can't come and look at a chiller system inside a company. So we can do their job, but they can't do ours. Some examples of why it's so versatile is they have a mechanical engineer can do HVAC, they can do aerospace, they can do robotics, they can do automotive, they can do manufacturing, and they can do energy. There's all sorts of different subjects that you can do as a mechanical engineer. So now that I've discussed versatility, now I'm going into job demand and why mechanical engineering has such a high job demand. On the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, they said that mechanical engineering over the next decade will have a 9% growth. So that means over the next decade, there will be 9% more jobs for mechanical engineers. So, and that's faster than all the other occupations out there. The reason why we need more mechanical engineers is we're constantly advancing and moving to the next level. There's new technology and innovations, so more engineers are needed. And the more broad and versatile engineers are the mechanical engineers. Those industries I just explained were manufacturing, aerospace, robotics, biomedical tech, automotive. All of these industries, they need people with a broad skill set to cover all of these subjects, so they go with a mechanical engineer. So the more versatile skills, the more engineers needed, and that's going to be your mechanical engineers. So mechanical engineers, there's a high job demand for them just because they're so broad and they know a lot more. So that is job demand. So now I'm going to move into the engaging day-to-day work environment. And some people might see engineers and they say, okay, they just sit at a desk all day. They just look at drawings. Well, I'm here to tell you that's not the truth. So there's multiple different types of engineers. Some, yes, they do sit at a desk, but others actually go into the field. An example of this is my summer internship this summer. So I'm in design authority working as a mechanical engineer. I'm right next to the facility, and each and every day I'm going inside the facility. I'm doing field work. I'm walking down systems and stuff like that. So some engineers might sit behind the desk, but there's definitely jobs where you can do a lot more hands-on and in the field work. And I'm working at a nuclear power plant this summer, and you see so many unique and cool things that you can only see at a handful of places in the entire United States. So as a mechanical engineer, I get to see all these cool things that no other disciplines might see. I get to see all sorts of systems and subsystems, and I don't think many other engineers get to say the same thing, or other disciplines like electrical or civil. Electrical might just look at the wires, and the civil might just look at the buildings that are repeating over and over again, but we look at all sorts of things. So now that I talked about the engaging day work environment, I'm going to sum it up I reviewed all three benefits, so versatility, the job demand for mechanical engineers, and the engaging day-to-day work environment. I chose mechanical engineering not only for those benefits. I realized those benefits as I did internships, but I also love math and science. When I was younger, math and science really spoke to me, and I knew that mechanical engineering would be a good fit for me. Internships showed me that mechanical engineering was the right fit. I've seen other engineers do work. I'm working with an electrical engineer right now, and he just looks at wires all day and every day. Mechanical engineers, they look at fans, chiller systems. There's so many different systems you can look at. So closing off, I have a thoughtful question that you could think about. If mechanical engineers contribute so much to the world around us, so why wouldn't someone considering pursuing this career? Thank you for listening. I hope this gives you a little bit more insight on what mechanical engineering is and why I like it. Thanks.